Hello everyone, I'm back with a brand new video. So today you guys are going to see my Premier League team of the season. Firstly, let's start from the goalkeeper. In my opinion, Aston Villa's goalkeeper was the best among all of the goalkeepers in Premier League this season. It is because he managed Aston Villa, who was 17th in 1920 Premier League standings, to 11th with 15 clean sheets this season, which is something rarely happens. Next is the Manchester City's right back Cancelo. Nobody typifies Manchester City season like Cancelo, an intelligent and versatile footballer who nominally played as a left back or right back throughout 2021, but in reality he popped up all over the pitch. His influence as an inverted fullback has been startling and progressively courageous. At times this season he has advanced in the right half space like Kevin De Bruyne. Brendan Rodgers probably did not expect to be able to rely on Fofana in his debut campaign quite like he has, but his aggression and anticipatory skills have already made him one of the most revered centre-backs in the Premier League. Tellingly, Fofana ranks 4th in the division for interceptions of 2.2 per game, a stat normally dominated by defensive midfielders. Almost every player who joined the Premier League from abroad last summer has endured a difficult debut campaign in England, which is perfectly understandable given the country has been in lockdown for so much of the last year. It is even more remarkable than that Ruben Dias has been rock solid for Manchester City. Dias started the most Premier League games of any City outfield player, his power and athleticism not only keeping Aymeric Laporte out of the side but also drastically improving John Stones. After the fallow year without Vincent Kompany, City have found their defensive leader for the next decade. Arguably, the most consistent player in the Manchester United team this season, Shaw is finally fulfilling his potential even if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want him to improve on his final ball next year. Recency bias has perhaps seen Gundogan fade from memory and excluded from teams of the season, but it should not be forgotten just how important he was in December and January, the crucial months in which Man City turned their fortunes around. His run of 11 goals in 12 games through winter saw Gundogan take up a new advanced role in the City midfield and was the catalyst for their revival. Guardiola would not be celebrating a third Premier League crown without that sequence in which Gundogan grabbed their reins. But the Germany international also makes the team here because of his passing ability and calm presence in the middle of the park. West Ham's superb campaign deserves to be marked in any team of the season, and who better to represent David Moyes' powerful counter-attacking team than Souček. He and Declan Rice held down midfield with remarkable dexterity, allowing the Hammers to sit back for long periods and soak up pressure. Souček made more tackles, blocks and clearances than his midfield partner and also topped the Premier League charts for the most aerial duels, which was 450. Souček was lethal in attack too, scoring 10 goals, the third most among midfielders behind Bruno Fernandes and Gundogan. West Ham would sit deep, outmuscle opponents in their own third, then score from set pieces, and Souček was the dominant force in every stage of the plan. In raw stats alone, Fernandes' 18 goals and 11 assists is a brilliant Premier League return, and yet many people consider the Portuguese to be overrated, pointing to the fact 9 of those goals were from the penalty spot. Now it's time to pick our Premier League forwards. Firstly, right wing, which is going to be the Aston Villa's main man Jack Grealish. The Aston Villa captain tops the Premier League charts for key passes and falls suffered, although we do not really need stats to make the argument for his inclusion here. His creative output was remarkable considering how many games he missed, and had he stayed fit for the season, then Villa might even have pushed Chelsea all the way for that 4th Champions League spot. Son is another player suffering from recency bias, but we should not overlook just how impressive it was to amass 17 goals and 10 assists in a campaign generally deemed a failure by Spurs supporters. Perhaps the starkest image of the campaign for Tottenham fans was Son's emotional interview following the club's 3-1 defeat to Manchester United the The sort of moment that shows just how hard Son was working to cut through the toxicity of Jose Mourinho's management and drag Spurs into European contention. In the end, his form dipped and Gareth Bale made the headlines as Tottenham sneaked into the Europa Conference League. But Son's influence in the early parts of the season, when he scored 10 goals in his first 9 games, should not be forgotten. Last but not least, my favourite forward this season is grabbing the centre forward position. Harry Kane has always fancied himself as more of a number 10 than a number 9. Under Jose Mourinho, he was finally given the freedom to prove that point. His results were genuinely astonishing. We need a new word to describe Kane's quantum ability to be the creator and the finisher. Not so much as a false 9 or 9.5, but a 90, a fusion of both roles. He won his third Golden Boot with 23 goals and also topped the charts for assists with 14. So that's my PL team of the season. Comment below about your opinion about this video. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.